So our project now displays the right summary page with obviously all the values being calculated within a basket class. Now, one thing that we're still missing is when we click on any other shipping method, as you can see, nothing changes. If we open the Firebug, you'll see that when we change in the shipping method, we're calling this MOD summary update PHP with one parameter shipping, which is basically the ID of the given shipping method. At the moment, there is internal server error because we haven't got this file yet. So if we go to our editor, inside of the basket.js, which you'll find inside of the JS folder, you can see the shipping method, which is when we actually are calling this specific URL. We pass in the value, which has been selected, and then when we get the reply, obviously the reply is going to be in a JSON format. We're checking if there is data, if data error is false, and then we basically assigning these values, basket subtotal, basket VAT, and basket total, to those fields, rather than fields, obviously table cells, and there was a strong tag for the total, as you may remember, inside of the summary table. So we're basically replacing these values, calculated on the go when we click. So this is our JS file, obviously. Inside of the MOD folder, we need to create a new file called summary update.php. And if we open that file, we're going to start with the opening PHP tag. Then we require once, and we're going to go for inc config.php. And after that, try and catch statement. We're going to be catching exception. And in the catch statement, we simply echo helper JSON array error will equal true, and the message will be something that we pass to the exception, basically. So get message. Inside of the try statement, we're going to start with if isn't empty, get shipping, which is basically this parameter in the URL. Else we're going to throw new exception saying invalid request. If shipping isn't empty, then we go for login, restrict front, basically to restrict access to only those who are logged in. Object user equals new user, because obviously you wouldn't get to the summary page unless you logged in. Every time you click on the checkout button, the first thing you're going to be shown, unless you obviously are logged in, is the login screen, login and registration option. Okay, so we've got object user, and then we populate the user. User equals object user, get user, and we use the session get session, oops, and we use login front property. Okay, and now we check if isn't empty user. Then we're going to do some coding here, else we're going to throw another exception. So I'm just going to copy this one and change the message. This time it's going to be user could not be found.